Hey folks, I'm back again, and what we got going on in this video is some real curious features. I got some slow motion of the moon here, and there'll be some slow motion as well as some real time. And in this video, we're going to be looking at some very curious rotating circular objects. You know, some people call them orbs, call them what you will. I'm just calling them odd structures that seem to be energetic and not a natural feature. Or my contention is it's not an artifact of a digital recording device. I think this is actually, we're looking at something very much on the moon. All right, so you see me coming back to this structure right there, and that looks kind of artificial to me. And part of the difficulty of these zoomed in uh, images and videos of the moon is keeping the image stable. I have a tripod; it's a very good one, but even there's our little glowing guys up there in the upper uh, part of the thing that's momentarily there. Anyway, it's very hard to get a good, clean, tight image with atmospheric interference. Sometimes clouds, wisps of cloud come by, and then it's just the camera itself, you know, making its decisions to focus and control the light. So there's things that I don't have manual control over. I think with more studying of the camera features, I could probably get that. But anyway, here we are looking at uh, some really curious images here. I keep going back to it at that particular evening. It was not a full moon. I think it was a waning gibbous moon. And I like these kind of moons because they're not as bright as the full moon, and you get the shadows. You get some really interesting shadow play, and brings out some details. And that is always a challenge. And there's our two little orbs there. We'll be coming back to those, and you can see them sort of sparkling and rotating. And there's a third one at the very top of the screen. I come back to that a few times. With those two guys there in the lower left, they're really significant because they are not an artifact. They are there, and it looks to be that they're above the surface, and there seems to be some kind of shadowing behind them and below them. So that's kind of interesting. And then up here at the top, we've got a couple of interesting features, and there's another one that's of those circular objects seemingly spinning there. Just again, it's very hard to hold a steady image, and I put it in slow motion on that part of the um, video there, and I keep working the edge. You can see me working the edge with the telescope. I actually have my hand on the telescope, not telescope, but the telephoto camera, Nikon P1000, an amazing device. There you can see those little guys sparkling there on the top. This comes in and out as I try to work the edge of the dark and the light of the moon there, the shadow line. And here they are again. I try to stay on it. It's like I said, the moon is in motion, folks. When you do moon photography, you got to remember that the moon itself is traversing the sky at a pretty good rate of speed, especially when you're trying to do a close-up on it with a camera. But there they are. And I have to pan out a little bit and reset my grip, but I come back to this clip and I run it a few times so that we can really get a sense of what those guys right there, center lower left, they're just spinning around or something. They almost seem like energy devices of some kind. I can't explain it, and I don't think it's an artifact.